Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is June 1st, 2020, my mother's birthday. So happy birthday, Mom. We are in a new trading month of the year. We are in the final trading hour of the day. And I mention this each day, but in my opinion, the best time to make the majority of your buying and selling decisions is at the end of the day, in the last hour, particularly in the last few minutes. And I say that because during the day, you have the algorithms, you have the day traders. They are the ones that are controlling the price. At the end of the day, you have the large financial institutions coming in. They take over the control of the pricing from the day traders and the algorithms because they're dealing with the most money. And so they start to move the market at the end of the day. And I like to make the majority of my buying and selling decisions based upon what they're doing. I look at it as following the smart money, essentially. That being said, I did have a couple day trades today that worked out well. I'll be showing you those. But anyway, thank you so much for coming. It's always nice to see everyone. I always look forward to having everyone here. I think we have such a great group, and I am definitely grateful for that. And let's take a look here. Let's see. Currently, the market is up 114. The Dow is up 115 points, up about 0.46%. NASDAQ is up 0.73. Up 69.27 points, and the S&P is up 16 points, up 0.5% roughly. So anyway, let's take a look, see who's here today. Atish Takur, I believe. Sorry if I mispronounced that, but thank you so much for coming, sir. Appreciate that. Quad Racer is here. Hey, buddy. Nice to have you here. Hope you had a good weekend. Bob is here. Hi, Bob. Nice to see you. David is here. Hi, Dave. Good to see you, my friend. Hope you're doing well in Colorado. Scatty13 is here. Hey, Scatty. Nice to see you. Hello, Greg and all. Hello to Scatty. Miko25. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. Kamal. Hey, Greg and all. Hey, Greg and all from Kamal. Good to see you, buddy. Marco is here. Hello, sir. Nice to have you here from Europe. Always nice to have Marco visit with us. Hope you're having a nice evening. Zach is here. Hey, Zach. Good to see you, my bud. John says, me and my coffee and orange juice. I think that's what JO is. That's JO in futures. How you doing, John? Nice to have you. Bastian is here. Hi, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Hi, Greg and all, and Marco. All right. Well, interesting day today. It's been a little bit of a tough one in some respects, but it's been good in others. But we'll go through all of that. And Gary M is here. Hey, Gary. Nice to see you. Appreciate you being here. All right. Well, here's the plan for today. First of all, we're going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. We're going to after that, we're going to come back. We're going to take a look at my current positions. We're going to talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, what the methodology was, what I was thinking, what the setup was, and then most importantly, how I'm going to manage them. The positions going forward, either to the upside or to the downside. After that, some of you have been kind enough to share your trades with me. I'm going to go through all of those and we're going to see how you're doing. I see some of you are doing really well, so I'm very happy to see that. After that, we're going to spend a few minutes on trader psychology, talk about trading philosophy, trading psychology, possibly a little bit, some good theories about the market. I say this all the time, but learning how to trade, learning support, resistance levels, all that, it is important and you have to know how to do it. But after that, can you make a plan from your technicals, and then can you follow the plan? Following the plan is always the most difficult part. The most difficult part is always just sit on your hands and just let the market do what it's going to do, right? So I like to talk about that, and hopefully by me repeating it each day, you'll realize how important it is. After that, I'm going to go down through my watch list, take a look at every stock in my watch list. I have 3 requirements when I'm looking to enter any trade. First requirement is I need to look for a confluence or a combination of indicators lining up together. I look at each indicator like MACD and RSI, moving averages. I look at those as potential groups of buyers, and you're going to put yourself in the best position possible to have a profitable trade if you're in the company with as many other groups of buyers as possible. And so when I see confluence or combination of indicators lining up, I look at that as a confluence or combination of buyers. And that's my whole philosophy to trading, is look for the trades that have the most indicators lining up. Step 2, I need to make sure I have a good risk to reward ratio based upon valid support below me and based upon realistic support above me. 2 to 1 is my minimum. 3 to 1, 4 to 1 is even better. And then number 3, just want to make sure I keep in mind how many positions I have in any one particular industry. I don't want to be loaded up too much on tech, or I don't want to be loaded up too much on autos, right? I want to have diversification in my holdings. I want to keep that in mind before I make a new trade. And ideally, if you can get outside of equities, maybe with gold or silver or oil or the dollar, something like that, I think that's even more ideal. Just the more diversification, the better. So I'm going to go down through the watch list. If I see something on first glance that looks good, I'll click on it. I'll put it in the saved group. I'll put it in the candidates group. And at the end of the day, as I get closer to the end of the market, I'll go through those. I'll try to narrow them down with a fine-tuned comb and find the one that has the best requirements, right? Best risk to reward, best confluence of indicators. And if I find something, I will go ahead, place the trade near the end of the day. After the market closes, if you have any questions, please let me know. Happy to answer them for you. If you need any clarification on anything I discussed, please let me know. That's why I'm here. If you'd like me to take a look at any stock symbols, I'm happy to give you my humble opinion on them. If you'd like me to take a look at any stock symbols before the market closes, go ahead, put it in the chat. Just put a star by it or an asterisk or an emoji, just so that I know it's time sensitive, so I can get to it and do my best to get to it before the end of the day. And then after that, after the market closes, if you could be so kind, just if you have any new entries or exits for me, please let me know then when the market's closed, so I'm not up against the clock, and then we'll have plenty of time to make sure I have everybody down on the board with their current positions, whether they added them or took them off. All right, so that's the plan for today. Please stand by. I'm going to run that US legal disclaimer, and I will be back shortly. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and/or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. Okay, Kamal, EDIT, let's take a look. EDIT, yeah, you know, Kamal, technically it's okay, but when I see this big bar over here, I mean, we did come into the value zone, we did kind of go steady for a couple days, then we had a gap, but the gap filled, so technically it is a V2 in the value zone. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly had a big bar last week. I mean, that's this bar here. This concerns me a little bit, to be honest with you. I mean, it could work out well. I mean, technically it is a V2. It's just that when I look at it, this big bar concerns me, but I think it adds a good risk to reward proposition. But you know, when you have this large kind of bar here with this large kind of volume, I mean, not that it can't go up, but it was just up there and nobody wanted it. So it doesn't mean it can't go back up there again, but I think the chances are reduced that it can, because this kind of showed its hand right here. YNDX. Well, here we make a lower high. We make a higher low. Yeah, I really don't like that. Usually when you make a lower high like you did here, you want to wash out that first low. I like the first one better, to be honest with you. It's a nice V2, but there's no sideways motion. That's the problem. We're just down, 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 bounce. And a lot of times those down, 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 down bounces may go up for a day or two and then get range bound or go back down. I still like the first one better. Yeah, so I see that SPCE Virgin Galactic. I see that it has a 520. At least I think it's a 520. Is it? Yeah, it is by one point, 1688 compared to 1687. This is a tough one. This is a bearish bar, but it's, you know, that has been a good trigger lately. You know, MACD's positive. We're above 50. This concerns me though, but all in all, I think probably this one looks the best just because of that. It's a good back test. Twitter. Yeah, it's a V2, but it's, to me, it's just too much downwards motion. And it's triggering too high. It's triggering above the 1ATR channel. Oh, John says JO is coffee. Okay, JO is coffee? I thought it was OJ. It's been a while. I like it. I like it. Look at that. That's a under 30, over 30. It's a bullish engulfing bar. And it's a V1. It's pretty sweet. As a matter of fact, that's probably the best thing I've seen today. So let me write that down here. All right. My shoulder. All right. Yeah, let's look at the weekly there as well. I mean, it's okay. We did break out of this previous range back here and back over. We're up against a big bar last week, which is a little concerning, but I mean, that's, you know, it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, it's a bullish engulfing V1 under 30 over 30. It'd be nice if it could close over the third ATR channel there. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes back and tests that halfway. What I might do is I may take a half a position in this today and take another half about halfway, but it's pretty good actually. And I like that it's outside of equities also. Hey, Mohammed, good to see you, my friend. Appreciate you being here. Hey, Steve Burns, hope you had a good weekend, buddy. Thank you for coming. Always an honor and a privilege to have you here. I really mean that. Thank you. Steve says, hello, everyone. Is anything bearish anymore? I agree. I had some conversations this weekend with some traders. I mean, with all this going on, the market just wants to go up. I don't know what to say anymore. It seems like a disconnected world from what's going on in reality. But you know the old saying, would you rather be right or make money? You know what I mean? If you just think that the market can't go up for whatever reason you've come up with in your head, and it goes up, well, then you're not making money, right? I say just take your signals when you get them. But again, remember, do you want to be right or do you want to make money? And the market is telling you to go up right now. Glenn, hi Greg, should have held work instead of taking profits at 32. Oh, well, But for whatever reason that you did, Glenn, you did, and that's how it goes. I mean, how many times, I've wished why didn't I take that, or why did I get out of that? But you never know. You never know. Just let it roll off your back and just look for the next trade. But yeah, that's a bummer. Hey, Frank, good to see you, buddy. Steve says, I saw that too on SPCE crossover very close on Friday. Looks like I'll be buying space today. Okay, good. Good. Steve says the old Fed put is now the whole life policy. Frank has a poem. What are you bringing to the trading table besides your money and a get-rich fable? Don't be the market's tasty treat or let it chew you up in defeat. Let learning be your obsession. It sure beats being an object lesson. Wow. Bravo, Frank. Thank you as always. Let's try it one more time. What are you bringing to the table besides your money and a get-rich fable? Don't be the market's tasty treat or let it chew you up in defeat. Let learning be your obsession. It sure beats being an object lesson. Man, so good. Thank you, Frank, for doing that every day. I really do appreciate the effort. I just think it's wonderful. Maybe it makes people think about trading in a little different way in this format, but that's great. That's great. Steve says, I'm still holding SSO and DDM. Yes, I have. We're going to go through the list over here. Yep, I've got them on there, Steve, and we're going to check them out. All right, well, let's get started. Okay, Amazon. So I did short Amazon 2 weeks ago at 24.31.68. I shorted it because on the weekly bar I entered on Friday, it went above 70, below 70. It also was a false breakout from this previous high. It went above it, closed below it, also tagged the third ATR channel. Next week it went down. I took some profits way down here, thankfully, and now it has just rallied back up against me. This is a weekly trade, so I'm not going to make any decisions on this until the end of the week. This line where it's slightly under right now is my stop loss, but not if it does it today, not if it does it tomorrow, but if it does it at the end of the week. So anyway, Amazon's gotten a little bit stronger here on me, but I'm sticking with the trade. As we go through the trades here, I've got some weeklies, I've got some dailies, I've got some overnight trades. I like to vary up my approaches, and I like what I have right now. I like, not that they're all doing great, but I like the mix of different types of stocks, and I like the mix of different time frames and approaches. All right, Boeing. I did buy Boeing 2 weeks ago on 522. I bought it at 137.35. Good setup, sideways motion, stabbed to the downside, reversal back up, giving me a V2. Went under 30, over 30, went under the negative third, over the negative third. So I got it here at 137.35, and currently it's up 8.9%. And again, that's on a weekly, and I did hit one profit target last week right up here near the top. So far, so good. Has to get up here to this red line, green line, orange line. This is when it is moved one ATR from my entry. It's not there yet, so I'm not starting to trail yet. But so far, that's been a really good trade. Oh, and I should say, Pincy & Co. and MA are also in this trade with me. So congratulations. This has been a really good one so far. Alibaba. All right. So we have Miko, David, Pincy and Company, and Quad. Bought this. This is on the daily. I bought this at 206.69. I bought this on Friday. Had an 520 cross under and then back over. That's a good back tested approach for Alibaba. Also had a V1, bounced off the negative 1 ATR channel, bullish engulfing bar, strong volume. Was down quite a bit lower earlier today, but it has recovered. It's down a little bit. It's down 0.31%, but not too bad all in all. I think I told you on Friday, having a little bit of a pullback here wouldn't have surprised me whatsoever. So anyway, I'm actually up on the trade. I bought it at 206.69. It's 206.73. So hooray for that. So anyway, this one's looking fine. Etsy. All right. So Karen, Miko, Binghe, and myself, we bought Etsy back on the 27th of May at 76.05. Really nice setup. False breakout from the lows of this range. Also had a false breakout of the previous low, which is a V1. Bought it here at 76.05, has moved up nicely. Friday, it did get to where it was 1 ATR for my entry. So now I get into trailing stop mode. I would get out today if we close below Friday's low of 78.40. Right now it's 78.92. So I am in trailing stop mode. I don't want to give all the profits back. As you know, I do phase out on the way up. So I have phased some already. But because I'm in profit taking mode or trailing stop mode, if I get a close below 78.40 today, I'll go ahead and lock in profits. SPY. All right, real quick. I do buy the SPY every day at the close. I hold it overnight. I take the overnight risk and I sell it first thing the next morning. Why do I do this? This is because of the results of a long-term back-tested study by Lizanne Saunders at Bespoke Invest since 1993. They tested two different approaches. Approach number one was buy at the SPY at the open, hold through the day, sell at the close. If you use this approach every day since 1993, you'd have actually returned a negative 13.9% return. However, if you do what I do, buy the SPY at the close, hold overnight, take that overnight risk, that's where the edge in this system comes in, sell first thing the next morning, it gains 634.2%. So big difference between the two. Past performance is no guarantee of future results. We know that it may never work again, but it has worked well since 1993. Blue lines, buy in the afternoon, sell the next morning. You can see there's ups and downs, but over time it has gone up. It has a good back-tested record. The orange lines, buy in the morning, sell in the afternoon, has not done so great. So this is why I use this trade, because of this back test, these back-tested numbers. 2019 was fantastic. 2020 started off horribly, worst ever, but had a really nice comeback ever since then. So I did buy SPY Friday here at 304.32 and sold this morning at the open at 303.60. So I lost, what did I lose there? Yeah, so about 70 cents, 67 cents overnight. And it went down a little bit and then reversed back up. But that's how it goes. I never try to figure out this trade. It does what it does. I've had really nice, the last 2 weeks has had some really great gaps. But this one had a little bit of a loss today. But I will be buying this again today. All right, UNG, boy, I had some hopes for this trade. I really like this trade a lot. We had this nice V1 on Friday. We washed out this previous low. We had some nice volume, but not cooperating. Earlier in the day, it had rallied back quite a bit, but I am going to be getting out if we close below halfway of this washout bar, which would be about right here. Right now we're below it. It's down 3%, so that's kind of a bummer, but you know, the way that I looked at it, it looked like a really good trade, and that's why I took it. But not every good trade works out. So it would have to close above 11.13 for me to keep this today. So we'll see what happens. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go ahead and get rid of it. All right, day trade on Apple. All right, 5-minute bars on Apple. This is the bar. What we did is we rejected the 200-day moving average. We also rejected the 50. We also had a V1 up against a little bit of a large bar, but the reason I took it was because it bounced off the 200. So it was a bounce off the 200 and a V1. Bought it here at 320.17. Immediately went nicely my way. It kept holding the previous day's lows, kept holding the previous day's low. And this is the bar that got me out here at 320.87 when we closed below the low of the previous bar. So I got in at 320.17. I got out at 320.87. So good day. Then it just went, it took off without me. And I was like, ah, shoot. And then it went down, and slightly before the show started, I almost bought this here because we came into the value zone. But you see how we didn't really have any sideways movement. We had one day of sideways movement, then we went down. Then we went down. We had one day of sideways movement. Then we had kind of a subpar V2, a little bit of a washout. We had but I didn't buy it here because it just didn't set up, and it just took off without me. But now it looks like it went down and back up. But anyway, so that was a good trade. And then I had a nice trade on VIX. So this is a good example, everybody, of a lot of different things going on here. Okay, here we have a low with red MACD bars. We rally. We come back down here, test the low. We tested it here, but I didn't really have a setup. We tested it again here. We had a bullish engulfing bar with the V1 and a false breakout to the downside from this low range over here. I bought it here at 33.32, and it kept going up and up and up and up. And then I got out here at 33.41 when it rejected the 50-day. So, and then it's been up and down and all over the place since then. So anyway, two good day trades. Let's take a look, see what's going on with your trades now. Let's see. Kamal took this. Somebody else took this too. No, maybe it was just Kamal. So Kamal did buy Roku on the 28th of May. He bought it with this nice V2. Here's bar 1, 2, and 3. Bar 2 washes out bar 1. Bar 3 closes above bar 1's close. Also rejected the 50-day moving average, 108.50. Right now it's at 113.97. So Kamal is up about 4.91%, give or take. Congratulations. Kamal, Netflix. Glenn had a nice trade on Netflix. He bought it here when it hit the 50-day moving average at 403.16. Right now it's at 425.53, moving up nicely. So congratulations there, Glenn. Gib, Kamal and Frank did buy Gib. This was a nice higher low V1 bullish engulfing. It looks like they bought it at 62.18. It's moved up ever since. And so far they are up roughly 3.59%. Congratulations. Let me scoot over here. AGQ. Kamal with a monster trade, up another 3.98% today. My gosh, this is one of the biggest trades I've ever seen. So far, he is up 45.8%. Congratulations, Kamal. I know you did sell half of this back here on the 21st, but it is still rocking and rolling. I know he's using SLV as his stop with close below 200. So congratulations, Kamal. Take a look here. All right. XLU, MA's had a beautiful trade on XLU. Beautiful V1 bullish engulfing, false breakout of this previous low. Almost the exact same trade on UNG, but UNG didn't do that well today. But 55.17 up here at 60.56, been going up, hasn't made a lower low, no reason to get out. So congratulations, MA. Steve has had a great trade. He's been in this for a couple weeks. Bought the SSO, which is the double leverage SPY. Bought it at 115.43 with the 1050 EMA cross. Doing great. Doing great. It's not really overbought yet, and he is up 6.13%. So fantastic, Steve. Plug. Quad did buy Plug back here on the 27th of May, 443. Initially went up, then went down, held the stop, and it is up today. So almost back to even for Quad. Nice. Karen and MA are in gold, oil. Bought this back here on the 14th of May at 21.49. And let's see, what are they up so far? 22.6%. Congrats. WB, being he, bought this nice false breakout and a V1 right here on Friday at 30.63. That's up about 0.45%. Congratulations. Quad. Okay, so Quad bought the under 30, over 30, under the third, over the third at 5.19. It went up on Friday, but now it looks like it's coming back down. So Bing He and Quad both bought this. Going to have to decide whether your stop is a halfway the washout bar or a close under 30. BGS, Bing He bought this on the 27th at 23.04. Immediately went down. Now it's slightly up. And lastly, DDM. Steve Burns did buy DDM back here on the 27th of May at 39.27 using the 1050 crossover. Went up and then down. Friday was down. Now he's up. Bought it at 39.27. It's 39.76. So congratulations. Really nice trades, everybody. Look, if you could give me 20 seconds. It's hot. Katie is at the door panting, and so let me let her out real quick. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that, everybody. She always makes her move right as I'm doing the podcast. Glenn says U.S. dollar dropping against Canadian and British pound by more than 1%. Dave says, Greg, was work a good example of setting a trailing stop using a 2 ATR as the trigger? Dave, let's see. Was work a good example of setting a trailing stop using the 2 ATR as the trigger? You mean your trailing stop of 2 ATRs from like the high in the trade? When you say trigger, do you mean your stop, Dave? I'm not quite sure on that, so maybe you could clarify. PC or Pace says, how many years have you been doing this? 24 years. Pace says, and what have been your results in that time? You know, my average return is somewhere between 12 and 18%. Doesn't mean I hit it every year, but that's my average return. Or sorry, not my average. It's my goal every year, and I hit it most of the time. That's the better way to say it. Kevin Frost says, hey everyone, hope all is well. Has anyone checked into Novax? I don't even know what the symbol of Novax is. All right, so listen, before we go down through the watch list and look for potential trades today, I do like to talk about trader psychology. I do like to talk about trading words of wisdom and trading philosophy. It is the most important part of your trading career, I promise you. There's some good Facebook channels. There's some good Twitter channels out there that spend a lot of time and energy posting good sayings for us to read that really mean a lot or are important. This is from Trading Composure. He's on Twitter at Trading Composure. Great channel. Really takes trading psychology seriously. That's why I always quote from him. But if you haven't subscribed, I would suggest it, and I would read every single one of his trades. A good trader understands that trading is not a competition against others. The game is about improving oneself compared to oneself. And you know, this is a good time to talk about this. I have trading friends, and they always seem to want to compete with my results. And sometimes they kick my butt. Other times I kick their butt. But I'm like, why are you so obsessed about how you've done in comparison to me? It's not important. Don't try to compete against other people. Some people are going to have the hot hand some days. Other people are going to have the hot hand other days. It's not about competing against other people. Some people will have great years, and then they'll have horrible years. And the people that had horrible years, the other people will have great years. Don't get yourself in a position where you're competing with someone, because it will change how you approach the markets. Just come up with your own plan, do your own thing, be happy for people when they win, even if you don't. It's really, really true. The game is about improving oneself compared to oneself. The only person that you should be competing against or trying to better is yourself. But please don't get into the habit of competing with friends or groups, because it will make you take trades that maybe you shouldn't have taken. It will make you not follow your plans. So just be happy when somebody winning, even if you're not, and just know that if you're trading correctly, your time will come. All right. So hope that helps. Thank you, Trading Composure. David says, I was just thinking about Glendim 2 and taking profits at 32 and regretting not staying in the trade. Okay. So yeah, like if we had a 2 ATR pullback, you're saying, I mean, I can't remember when Glenn got out of the trade. I mean, I can see getting out here with this pullback, but it's always easy to look back at a chart once it's happened and go, why didn't I whatever, right? I mean, yeah, if you would have used the 20-day moving average, you would have still stayed in the trade. If you would have been using the 10-day, you would have gotten out of the trade. If you would have used the close below the previous day's low, you would have got out. So a lot of people would have got out here with the close below the previous day's low, close below the 10-day, right? I mean, the only thing that really would have kept you in there is if you use the 20-day as your trailing stop, or if you use the 2 ATR from your, like the high in the trade stop as well. But that's just how it goes sometimes. You know, sometimes they're just gonna get away from you. Glenn says, Zoom, Crowd, and Doc have a rock under them. Hey, by the way, I don't know if anybody has... I can't test this on ETF replay, but could somebody test TDOC with the 520 crossover? Because that did happen today. I tried to test it, but maybe somebody with TrendSpider could. All right, let me just take another quick look. Okay, so Amazon, a little out of the money on this trade now, but again, it's end of day. Boeing, this is also a weekly, doing fine, up nicely. Alibaba has had a nice little comeback, so I don't see any change in this today. Etsy getting pretty close to my trailing stop of 78.40, so I am going to have to watch that one. SPY had the overnight loss, going to be buying that again at the close. And UNG, yeah, looks like I'm going to have to get out of UNG today. That's too bad. I had some hope for that trade, but it just didn't work out this time, and that's how it goes sometimes. It's ironic that the ones that you sometimes think are going to do the best do the worst, and then the ones that you think are going to do the worst do the best, right? All right. All right, let's look at Apple. Okay, so I had that trade on Apple. I was happy for that. Right now, it's a 66.66 RSI. It's range bound here. There's just been a lot of up and down movement, looking for a pullback into value. Adobe. Oops. Adobe, again, just have to be patient, wait for a pullback. Amazon. Talked about that. It's right there next to my stop. Hit it and then went underneath, so nothing there. Alibaba, we just talked about that. Looks fine. looks fine. We haven't lost the 5 or the 20 or anything like that. Berkshire Hathaway, it's having problems with that third ATR channel. Remember, 92% of prices fail here, and that's exactly where it got stalled out. Beyond Meat, up nicely today, but I don't see any legitimate setup. Caterpillar, I don't see any setup there. Carnival doing nicely today, up almost 7%. Waiting for a pullback. The Dow getting stuck right there at the third ATR channel. Disney up a little bit today. We had this nice move up on Disney. I'd like to see a pullback into the value zone, sideways motion, and a V1, V2. Etsy, I'm going to have to watch that. Currently, it is under now my trailing stop now, so I may have to take profits on that, so I better mark that. Facebook, very strong today, bounced right off of that 1 ATR channel. That was the support and the 10-day. Gold, strong again today. Here's a nice V1 in the value zone, but I couldn't take it because I didn't have sideways motion. This is just one that got away. I'm looking for a 520 cross under. Google, just kind of range bound, moving sideways. Goldman Sachs, some of you had some great trades on Goldman Sachs a little while ago, Kamal and Steve, and then it lost to 200, and that's pretty much gone sideways since then. Home Depot, a little down today. IBB, don't see anything there. Intel had a nice move up, but look at this sideways motion. Again, sideways motion, the longer you go sideways, the harder you're going to break either to the downside or the upside. Don't know which way that's going to be. Russell 2000, very strong today. See the big down bar we have? Zach, if you're out there, the big down bar, boom. 50% of that bar, retracement of that bar would be about right here. And we came back up. That's about where we hit and failed. Johnson & Johnson, I don't see anything there. CarMax has been a monster, my gosh. Above the 70 RSI, above the third ATR channel, or above the 200. Like to see a pullback into value. Coca-Cola, not doing much. Lockheed Martin. I like how it's holding about the halfway of this big up bar back on the 27th. Do you see how the 200-day moving average is right there also? That's two nice confluences of support, and you can see that's right where it came back down to and right where it's holding. What I'd like to get is I'd like to get a rejection of the 200. Give me a good risk to reward ratio and a test. I'd like to see it test the 200, close barely above, and then buy it. Don't know if the market will accommodate me, but that's what I'd like to see. MasterCard, I don't see anything there. McDonald's, waiting for a pullback to the value zone. Merck, down today. Did not like the 100-day moving average. I think we did the back test for Anthony, so it's good thing we didn't buy that. I mean, it was right up against the 100-day moving average, and it didn't back test well either. Microsoft is down, interesting, but we are in the value zone. So if we could just get a little bit more consolidation and look for a V1, V2, that might be good, but I don't see anything there today. Glenn's having a good day on Netflix. Congratulations, Glenn. Nike, just kind of sideways motion up here. Look at this nice confluence down here of the 200-day in the middle of the value zone, the 10-day, the 100 or the 100-day, the 20-day, right here is where I'd like to buy Nike. And that's what I always mention. If you see something in the future that lines up, don't buy it now. Wait for it to come back down here. But if it does come back down here, see, you're the most objective right now. I'm the most objective on Nike, saying, okay, I'll buy it if it gets down here. That does make sense, right? There's no hope in my call there. It's just that, yes, from a technical standpoint, this would make a lot of sense right here. So I'll just wait. If Nike gets there, great, I'll buy it. If not, then I won't. Philip Morris up today nicely. PayPal down today. Interesting on PayPal. We had a couple things happen here. Look at this move up. See the high MACD bars? Then we pulled back into we have red. Yes, Friday we went higher. Today we went higher. Look, no green bars here whatsoever. This is a double top with a bearish divergence. This is very, very bearish. And we also had a false breakout to the upside. See, this was the previous high. Friday we closed above it. We did have a breakout. Today we went even higher, closed below it. This is a false breakout to the upside with a bearish divergence and an RSI divergence. Look how high we were. Look at the RSI over here, how high. We got even higher. It's down here. Lots and tons of divergences going on with PayPal right now, I can tell you that. Let me take a look over here at the weekly. Yeah, I mean, it stopped going up. Qs. A lot of divergences also. I mean, look, here we make a high, this high of green bars. Here we make another high, less high green bars. Here we make another high, less high green bars. So we're going higher, 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 and the MACD is going lower, lower, lower. And I might point out, this is a wolf wave. How about that? A bearish wolf wave. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5. Wolf wave would tell you to short if we get up to about here on high volume. The location where the price should go if it follows the wolf wave formation is back down to here. Interesting. Have to follow that one. Silver just cranking on up there for Kamal. Congratulations, Kamal. SPY had the overnight loss. Going to take that again. SSO. Steve has SSO up 0.77% today. Nice, Steve. Teladoc. If anybody can check Teladoc, that would be great because it does have a 520 crossover, and I seem to remember that does backtest well, but I'm not 100% sure. Bonds, I know a couple of you have been looking at bonds. We did break to the downside earlier and then rejected back up. I don't see any bullish divergences or anything here. If there were, that's where I would look. Tesla up big today, I'm sure because of the rocket launch, which was pretty cool, in case any of you saw that, but that's just too high. Twitter, Kamal said we have a V2. That is true, but it's just too high for me and too strong of a downwards move. UAL up nicely today, but I don't see anything there. Natural gas, I am going to have to get out of this today. Almost certainly going to have to get out and take that loss, unfortunately. UNH, just kind of hanging out up there. Oil up again for Karen and MA, beautiful. Dollar, Glenn was just talking about the dollar. It is going down. I'm not surprised. Look at this down move. I mean, you print that much money, something has to happen, right? VIX had the nice VIX trade today, so happy with that. But I don't see anything right there on the daily. Verizon, big rocketing bar on Friday and then gave it all back today. Walgreens, Walmart. We have been hanging going sideways. Technically, Friday was a little bit of a V1. It's a little weird. I'd like to see a big washout to the downside and then back up. Energy, it's a V2, but it's just too high for me to take. Financials, nothing there. Real estate, too high. Utilities, MA, beautiful trade for MA. Healthcare, and Zoom. Zoom is zooming. We do have earnings tomorrow, though. Kevin says, got to take off, but over the weekend I picked Novax NVAX. Very nice. I'll put you up on the board, Kevin. I'll put you up on the board. But over the weekend you picked up. Like you bought it over the weekend? Anyway, have to get back to me on that one because that one I'm not sure where you would buy it over the weekend. But thanks, Kevin. Tim Bates, how are you feeling about precious metals? Hey, Tim, nice to have you here. Well, I'll tell you, Kamal's feeling good about precious metals because he's had silver and he has had a 44% move. He bought this back here at 21.39. Now it's 31.04. I personally like precious metals here, but from a trading standpoint, I need some kind of pullback before I would get in. I wouldn't start chasing up here. Mount Doji says, I had Spice over the weekend. Setup looked good Friday, and that launch helped too. So you had Spice over the weekend? What does that mean, Mount Doji? And good to see you, bud. What do you mean over the weekend? You bought it on Friday? Okay. Sorry, I'm getting behind here, so I'm going to have to take a little look-see. Okay. Kamal says TDOC test well, 44 profitable, 30%, 6% drawdown. Nice. Chewy looks good. We'll add to it if retest 8 EMA. Okay. Okay. Got you, Mount Doji. Gotcha. And that's probably what Kevin meant as well. Sorry, I was taking that too literally. All right, so potentials today. Spice with the 520 crossover as long as we have it. Right now, it is above 1692 compared to 1688. Okay. Teladoc looks pretty good. I'm not going to take both of those in the same day because they're both kind of volatile stocks. And Zoom is reporting, which will probably have an effect on Teladoc. I think I'll probably stick with Spice, to be honest with you. Okay, let me get a couple things going here. And JO. I actually do kind of like JO. Yeah, looks like it's closing above. So I'll tell you what. Let me go ahead. Okay. Okay. Etsy's going to be close, but it's holding. All right, let me go ahead and get rid of UNG. Okay, that's gone. Okay. And so I am going to buy JO. I am buying Spice, as long as it has the crossover. And so those are my only two. And I did get out of UNG, so that's gone. And I'm watching Etsy very closely here for a close below that. But I think that takes care of everything. Etsy looks like it's doing its best to hold here. It's going to be close. Baba looks fine. Netflix is running. Roku is running. Alibaba's hanging in there. Boy, Etsy's real close. So let's see. One minute to go. About 30 seconds. So I think Etsy's going to hold. Okay. That's it. That's it. Oh, 90. Dow's up 91.91. How about that? Hey, so listen, we're going to get everybody updated on their new positions, either their entries or exit up on the board. We're going to go over my new entry prices. But before we get to that, just real quick, I want to put in my quick little daily plug. and let everybody know that I do offer private one-on-one coaching and teaching lessons in the evening time via Skype. I love to teach, I love to trade, and I teach a course in it. I've been trading for 24 years. I've studied with some really great traders and mentors, like our friend Stephen Burns, Dr. Alexander Elder, Kerry Lavorne, Larry Williams. I've learned a ton from these teachers and mentors and coaches of mine over the last 24 years. And in the course that I teach you everything that I have learned from them. The course I teach is 5 sessions. Each session is 3 hours. So it's a total of 15 hours. I think it's the best way to learn is long form, one-on-one coaching and teaching. And so that's how I like to teach the class. The course is $1,000, but I think it's worth every penny. So if you've ever considered it and wanted to take lessons, one-on-one lessons with someone, I think you'll be really glad that you did. So if you're interested in doing that with me, just reach out to me. You can send me an email. My email is in the description of this video. You can also send me a message on Twitter. And then when I get the message, we'll set up a Skype call. And the Skype call is totally free. It's not a sales call. I promise you, it's just a call so that I can learn a little bit more about you, and you can ask me about the course, any questions that you have, to see if it's, something that interests you, and to see if we're a good fit together. So it's not a sales call. It's just to get to know each other and see if we're the right fit for teacher and student. So send me an email, reach out to me on Twitter, and we'll set it up. And I think you'll be glad you did. And even if you don't take the course, it'll be nice that we put a name with the face. And then secondly, if you like today's podcast, I would really appreciate it if you could go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. If you found it helpful or useful, I would appreciate it if you take just a half a second, hit that little thumbs up button before you go. It does help build the channel. So, all right, let's take a look. So first of all, you see where my new entries here. So SPY, I got at 305.55. SPCE at 17.55. And JO, which is coffee, at 31.06. Now, I did get rid of UNG. That was a bummer. But that one looked good. I like that false breakout. I like the V1, all of that, but it just didn't work out this time. But remember, your portfolio is like a garden of flowers or vegetables or whatever. Keep that garden free of weeds. Don't let losses hang around. Just get rid of them. Keep your winners. Get rid of those losers quick. And I hit my stop. So SPY. New entry on SPY is 305.55. All right. SPCN I got at 17.55. Okay, and JO 31.06. All right, did close above the third ATR channel. I like that as well. So if any of you have any changes for me on any of your positions, oh, looks like we do. Let's see. Frank says, I strapped in for Spice. Okay, so Frank is on Spice. Good luck to us, Frank. Kamal says, out of UNG, bought JO. Okay. Rocco ignoring 100, impossible 50 rejection. Okay. Pincy and Company is also in. Did I just delete the names? What happened? Let me try it again. Frank. Okay. Okay. Kamal says, best $1,000 you'll ever spend if you take Greg's class. Thank you, Kamal. I appreciate that, my friend. I really do. It was great working with Kamal, and we've worked together ever since. So thank you, bud. I appreciate the nice little plug. Zach says, out of UNG. Okay. Hey, Karen, good to see you. Out of UNG as well. And Kamal is also. Baba. Oh. Okay. Sorry, everybody. I do my best to get these all in here. But if I don't, please forgive me. Okay. And Karen. All right. Okay. Miko is out of UNG. Out of Etsy. Oh, no. I accidentally took you out. All right, Miko's back in there. In Baba. Yep. J-O. Okay. And Virgin Galactic. Okay. And Gary is also in okay. Nice. Well, we got a lot of people in Spice. Oh, and Steve's in also, right? Okay. Wow. Well, let's hope Spice works out for us, right? So let's see. Apple was the day trade. I'm out there. VIX is the day trade. I'm out there. I'm going to put UNG over here because I don't know if Bob and Quad are still in. So, you know, this is good. Like I said, I don't know how these positions are going to work out, but look, we've got a little aerospace with the 520 cross. We've got coffee, right? Outside of equities, nice higher low, nice bullish engulfing bar, under 30, over 30. Like that a lot. Amazon, have a short position there on the weekly. Boeing, have a short position there on the weekly. So different time frames. Overnight SPY trade. So yeah, we shall see. All right, how are things doing after hours here? Hey, by the way, Saturday night, I was watching TV. Speaking of Space Force, or of Virgin Galactic, I was watching Space Force on Netflix, and I heard these two large crashes. Sounded like lightning, and my electricity went off. I went outside, and I'm kind of at the top of the mountain, and huge fire up in the mountains. And as I came to find out, during the protest this weekend, somebody went up there and lit the whole thing on fire. So it was insane. It was like 40 acres. Quad says, no changes for me at this time. I would have gotten out of UNG, got sidetracked, and did not check the time. All right. So you are still in. So is Bob, it looks like, right? Okie doke. All right, so I have a class with Gary tonight. It's our second class. I am excited for that, Gary. I hope you are too. We're going to do 3 hours of crossovers. So tonight is crossover night. So I will see you at 6:30. I'm going to go up, take a hike with the dog. Nice and warm out there. Let me make sure I got everybody's stuff. Looks like I did. All right. So I had a bit of a down day today, which is how it goes sometimes. Last month, May was my best month of the year, interestingly enough. Anyway, today today down a little bit, but nothing serious at all. You always have to watch that. You know, you go into these streaks. You get into green streaks and red streaks, and whenever I'm in a red streak, even with one day down, it makes me a little cautious. You know what I mean? Gary says, looking forward to it. I am as well, Gary. Quad says, you are in good hands, Gary. I've learned an immense amount from Greg. Thank you, Quad. Appreciate that. Really do. I take teaching serious, you know, and I've gotten to be, good friends with my students, and I always like that. And it's important to me that my students do well. It really is. When I turn on the screen in the morning and I look at positions, I always look over at everyone's positions, and I'm somewhat even more not interested, but I generally look at the board up here, your trades, before I look at mine. So looks like today everything went up for everybody. Well, no, that's not true. UNG did not, and BABA was down a little bit, but Roku and Netflix and GIB and AGQ and XLU and SSO and Plug and USO, WB was down a little bit. Hedge was down a little bit because the market was up. BGS was up. DDM was up. So nice. And then who was this over here? I can't remember, but he had a beautiful trade on that. So I think he bought that on Friday then. And that was Kevin. So I'll ask Kevin about that next time. But that's fantastic trade, Kevin. I know he's gone, but it is. And so he bought it on Friday. All right, well, let's put that up there. Oops. All right. All right. Well, if anybody has any other questions, this would be the time. Happy to answer them. While you're thinking about that, in the meantime, try to go out and do something nice for somebody today. Just a nice gesture, hold the door open, say hi, give a wave. You might make somebody's day. You really might. You may not know what kind of day they're going through, and it really may brighten their day. And who knows, somebody might do it for you one day as well. So try to make that a policy where you try to at least do something nice for somebody just every day. It's good for your trading results too, I promise you. Okay then. Well, congratulations. I think a lot of you had a pretty good day. Mohammed says, thanks, Greg. Thank you, sir. Good seeing you. Thank you, Kamal. Beautiful, beautiful work on AGQ. This is going to be like a legendary story from this channel, the Kamal silver trade. And you know, I do want to point out that the best crossover trades I've ever seen come in the value zone and then extend. It's not the ones that you buy up here. It's the ones that you start in the value zone. That's why I'm such a freak about buying stuff in the value zone, because I know that's the best place to buy it. Pace says, thank you. Yes, like being human. LOL. We forget little things. Yes, Zach says, thanks, Greg. Have a great night. You too, Zach. Be careful out there, buddy. All right. Well, I think that's it. Hope you have a good rest of your day. If you can, before you click out of here, if you could hit the thumbs up button, I would certainly appreciate that. And all right, well, we'll see what tomorrow brings. So have a good rest of your day. Be good. Do something nice. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. All right. Take care now. Bye-bye. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.